Hey there guys, and welcome, it is Niran here, and welcome to something of a bit of a sequel. It is the top 10 under-18s to watch out for in FIFA 14. After I made the youngsters video, I thought, well, I might go a bit of a step further actually, and look for sort of young teenagers that you can look at, that you can find even, and sign on the cheap for a bit of a bargain, because their parent club's not playing them very often. Now, at first we have Ruben Blanco, the one and only goalkeeper in this countdown, and he plays for Celta Vigo. He's 61 stat. He's got pretty good goalkeeping stats, obviously being a goalkeeper. Obviously his mental, physical and technical attributes won't be fantastic, but he's a pretty decent goalkeeper. I reckon he could develop into something of a sort of low 80 stat goalkeeper who is only 16 at this moment in time. He's Spanish and 6'2", so he's got the pretty good attributes to be quite a good goalkeeper in the future, and I'm sure he'd be very cheap. Now, next up we've got Valentino Lazaro, who plays for Red Bull Salzburg. Don't listen to the name, he's actually Austrian. He's got great agility and sprint speed stats for a 16-year-old. He's only 62 stats, but obviously he'll develop into something of a bit of a tank with that attacking midfield position, and already having those dribbling and sprint speed and agility attributes, he'll develop into a fantastic player who can actually play as a centre mid or a left winger or an attacking mid, and he's got 4-star skill moves as well, which is always handy in a midfielder. Now, next up at number 8 we've got another Celta Vigo player. This time it is Santiago Mina, the striker, who is again Spanish, 61 stat, not too bad. Got pretty average physical attributes, but obviously after a few years they'll develop into something that will be a little bit on the green side, and he'll be very good, probably when it comes to dribbling, actually jumping as well, which means he's a bit of a complete striker, having those jumping attributes as well. That's nice to see. 5'10", so pretty average height. We'll see him be good at headers and winning challenges as well, with 4-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Now, next up we've got Pierre, Emile, Hermberg. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm saying that right, but I'm hoping I am. He's 63 stat and a centre mid who plays for Bayern München at the moment, and he has already made 2 A-team appearances for Bayern Munich, which is obviously an extremely hard team to get into based on their exploits this season. He's actually made 30 appearances for the team's B team, and he's only 16. He's quite tall actually, and can play as a centre mid, an attacking mid, or a centre defensive mid with 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Again, good vision as well, which is something you don't tend to see in young players. Shows he's quite mature on the ball. He could be one to watch out for. Now, next up at number 6 we have Malaga's striker Fabrice Lingard, and I had to have a player in it like this, someone who you can abuse in terms of speed, agility, and just overall physicalness. I mean, he's got great jumping as well, which shows he's another complete striker at his age, which you will see in a moment, which is 16. He's got high attacking work rate, which helps as well. He's from Cameroon, and not only can he play as a striker, he can actually play as a left midfielder as well, which is very, very useful at this moment in time. Now, next up, we've got the first player on this list that I've actually seen play, and at number 5 we have Maximilian Meyer. And he's obviously very agile and has good balance as well, so you can tell what sort of midfielder he would develop into, a very skillful one. And he's actually made 5 appearances so far for Schalke this season in the Bundesliga. I actually saw him play in the Bundesliga highlights. And yeah, he's got a bit of prowess going forward, not only being a solid midfielder, he can actually play on both wings as well, even, is what I'm trying to say. He's quite small, so he's quite nimble with his feet, and I'm assuming anyway. And he's got 4-star weak foot, which is always quite handy at 63 stat. Now, next up, another 63 statter, but with somewhat more alarming physical attributes. 92 balance there, and fantastic acceleration and agility as well. We have Zechariah Buckley, the Belgian, who currently plays for PSV Eindhoven. He's also got good ball control, dribbling and curve, along with long shots. I mean, I assume at some later date, in a few years, this guy will be an absolute dream to have on Ultimate Team, because he's also got 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, along with a high attacking work rate. He's very small, he's only 16, so he's probably still growing, to be honest. Definitely still growing attribute-wise as well, and I cannot see how he'll be much worse on the next FIFA, so I think he's definitely someone to have in your team, or definitely to shortlist and have a look at on FIFA 14. Now we break into the top 3, and probably maybe the most average looking player on this list actually at number 3. We have Mark Standera, but there is actually a reason why he's on here, don't worry. And that is because he is now a first team player for his team Eintracht Frankfurt over in the Bundesliga, and he actually played the last 5 games of the season for Frankfurt. I do believe, I'm hoping I'm not bullshitting, because I'm pretty sure he did. Frankfurt fans do feel right to prove me wrong if he did. He can play as a winger on either side, even as well as an attacking mid and a centre forward with average work rate. But he has really lit up the Bundesliga in his few appearances so far. It looks like as if he could be a talent for the future. Speaking of which, next up we have Tasiaris, who plays for AEK Athens at number 2, and he is a winger, 66 stats, and he's only 16. Now, not many people I don't think know about him, and that is because he plays for the rest of the world. And if you search for players just generally on FIFA 13, it doesn't actually come up with players from the rest of the world leagues. That's AEK Athens, Olympiacos, Rangers and stuff. He can actually also play as a striker and attacking mid, so that's very handy to have, and he's got high attacking work rate. The only thing that lets him down winger-wise is the fact that he isn't very skillful in terms of skill moves, but he is very agile, very nimble, and has great balance, which is the only stat he's got in green. But, I mean, still, not bad for a 16-year-old. And at number 1, we have someone who I reckon is going to turn into the next Neymar. I'm just going to put it out there. He plays for the same team as Neymar did before he transferred over to Barcelona, and that is Victor Andrade, the centre-forward, 67 stats, and he's 16 years old. Fantastic acceleration, agility, balance, and sprint speed. I mean, it's just beautiful to look at. Dribbling as well is fantastic. I think his penalty stat is quite good, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he's got high attacking work rate as well. I mean, this kid is just a complete package in terms of a forward. The only thing that is slightly against him is the fact that he has an awkward position to play, in say the least. Right wing, left wing, and centre forward. So it probably wouldn't work unless you're playing 4-3-3. But nevertheless, he is fantastic, and I'm sure they'll change his positions around for FIFA 14. You never know. Also, 3-star skill moves, a little bit less than Neymar's 5, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm hoping you've enjoyed this countdown. Victor Andrade, a very worthy winner. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Comment if you enjoyed it that much. And, well, goodbye.